Welcome to another edition of Rants with Big Jim. Got Henry with me today. See how he's hugging me? He loves me. I don't know why. By the end of this rants, he's going to be flying. Now, I'm literally sitting in the road because, see the tree behind me? What you want to call it. It looks more like a shrub or a bush. But it's kind of sunny, because if I put the camera this way, you can see I'm on the road. I'm on the road in front of my place. Oops. And because the sun would be glaring and you wouldn't be able to see Henry. It doesn't matter if you see me or not. You can hear my voice. I wanted you to see my buddy Henry. Because by the 7th episode of season 7, I want votes tallied up if I should keep Henry going on in the show or maybe give him away as a prize at Green Smarts, something. Oh, I won't throw him away. He won't go to the dump. I'll make sure that somebody can cherish him as much as I have. Since what? Been 6 years since Henry and I have been palling around together. Do you need to be told how long Henry's been with me? No, you don't. It doesn't matter. You can yell at me for smoking all you want. That don't matter either. Now, listen, this is kind of a ponder rants. But before I ponder rants, I'm going to throw a little overtime in for you. Hey, now we're in overtime of a ponder rants with Big Jim. Are you following along? Henry says yes. Okay, now listen. This was just too cute not to share. Thanks to my dad, sends me most of my material by email. Henry keeps sliding down. He's going to be flying in a minute, I'm telling you. Dad, I love you. Keep them coming. All right, I love to share your emails. Like this one. This was an email you sent me, how to sell toothbrushes. Okay? Now, obviously, you have to invest some money to buy the toothbrushes, and maybe 2 tubes of toothpaste. All right, now we're in overtime of a rants of a ponder with Big Jim. Are you keeping along with the theme here? This is in overtime now. My dad sends me most of my material for overtime, for rants, for trivia. I have my sources. Henry even whispers in my ears a few times. Sometimes I don't like what he says. That's when he goes flying. All right, let's get back to the subject. Now listen, I'm going to give you a way to make tons of money. To have your kids do this. Don't you do it. I don't care if you work or if you don't work. Just don't do it yourself. Have your kids do it. Because I'm sure they'll make some money and they'll enjoy themselves doing so. This is how to sell toothbrushes. Okay? And this is how I found out. Some kids were in the classroom, Their weekend assignment was to sell something, all right? And then give a talk on the productive salesmanship over the weekend. So that's what the kids did. They came back, and little Sally led off by saying, I sold Girl Scout cookies, and I made $30. Shouldn't that go to the Girl Scouts? How did she make $30? Well, maybe we're taking that out of context a little bit. She made $30 on Girl Scout cookies. That's all I'm going to say. And that's great, said the teacher. And then Jenny, she got up next and she said, I sold magazines. I made $45, and I explained to everyone that the magazines would keep them on current events, updated. So that was her salesmanship, was letting them know that they'll be updated on current events. I guess the Girl Scout cookies conception was the flavor of the cookies. I like the peanut butter ones myself. Henry does too. All right, and then it was time for, that's right, little Johnny. Why does little Johnny, why is he always the one that usually is the cliche? I got cats coming around. Anyway, I better get back to it. So Johnny comes up, and he throws all of his money down on the teacher's desk. Bills, coins, you name it. It was there. So the teacher says, what in the world were you selling? You know how much money was there? $2,467. Now, the other ones had only made 30 or 45. He made over $2,000. Because it's little Johnny. Anyways, he said, I sold toothbrushes. She said, toothbrushes? How could you possibly sell enough toothbrushes to make that much money? Meatball, go chase some birds. So what could you sell to make that much money on toothbrushes? How could you do it? He said, well, I found the busiest corner in town. And then I set up a dip and chip stand and gave anybody that walked by a free sample. So, you know what happened? They all said, this tastes like dog crap. And Johnny would say, it is dog crap. You want to buy a toothbrush? I think he had a tube of toothpaste laying down there, too. So, that was his strategy. Little Johnny at his best. Overtime! With Big Jim, let's get back to the rants and ponder with Big Jim and Henry. Welcome back to Rants with the big guy. I don't know why. Henry likes me to say it like that once in a while. I particularly don't like it. It's just Rants with Big Jim. But he always, right when I go, Rants, he whispers in my ear, with the big guy. So you know what, Henry? Now listen, folks, again, I need some votes. One way or another, Facebook, or when you see my cell phone number at the credits, text, yes or no. Should I keep Henry and his buddies around for this season 7? And I will tally up the votes on the 7th episode, whether Henry, his buddy Tony, Skippy, and all those guys. It's up to you folks whether they hang around. I've been told I look like a retard. I shouldn't be having stuffed animals on my show. Whose show is it? Do you need to be told that it's my show? I do what I want, but for right now, this is getting a little aggravating. So, Henry, take a hike. I think that hurt a little bit. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to do that. All right, now listen. Pondering on the rants. I wrote down something. I gotta watch out. I'm in the road. I don't know what my neighbors think. Oh, how you doing? They're all waving at me. kids are laughing. Probably sure you are too by now, but I was pondering today. You know, when I ponder on my throne, just to let you folks know, when I'm inside the house or at the TV studio, I do use the inhaler. I don't smoke inside. So just to let you know, I still use that. When I'm outside and I feel like a smoke, it's my right. My right to do so. Look, my shirt's got my name on it. Big Jim. In case you want to know who I am. Enough with the kindness. This is rants. No, it's a ponder of a rants. I started thinking, you know, just turned 57 not too long ago, and started thinking about what happens when you're in your 60s. It's not that far down the road. So I started thinking, pondering some questions like, where can men over the age of 60, where can they find younger, sexy women who are interested in them? You know what I came up with? Probably a bookstore in the fiction section. That'd be about it. And I don't know, some of you may have this problem. Hopefully I won't. But what can you do while your wife is going through menopause? I came up with, keep busy. If you're handy with tools, you can finish the basement up. And then you'll have a place to live and enjoy yourself. It's a pretty good idea. It's a good answer. Come on. Speaking of menopause, someone told me that menopause is mentioned in the Bible. You know what? It is. It's Matthew 14:92. And Mary rode Joseph's ass all the way to Egypt. Don't believe me? Check it out. And then I started wondering too, 60s, how can you increase the heart rate of yourself? And in most cases, I would think that the answer to that, to bring up the heart rate, would be your partner's, your wife's reply. And that would be, I'm pregnant. Yeah, your heart rate would go up real fast. In your 60s, your wife's telling you she's pregnant? Think about it. I did, and that's a conclusion I came up with. Now, let's just say the wife, whoever, comes up to you and says, how can I avoid the terrible cause of these elderly wrinkles? I would think at first, just take off your glasses, and then they'd probably say, no, I'm serious. What can I do about these crow's feet and wrinkles all over my face? You know what I would tell them? Go braless. It'll usually pull them out. Am I right, girls? Am I right? I don't know. That's just the thought that I had. And then I started thinking, why do all these old people, when they go out to eat and all, they get valet parking? Do you know why? It's probably because the valets, they don't forget where they park your car. But you might. So you get a valet. Yeah. All right, let's move on. I started to wonder, is it common for 60-year-olds to have problems with short memory storage? And then I was thinking, I said, I don't think storing, not snoring, storing the memory. I don't think that's the problem. It's retrieving it. That's the problem. You following along with me? Okay. And then I started thinking, in your 60s, do you sleep more soundly? the conclusion I came up with is, yeah, but it's usually probably in the afternoon. That afternoon nap. Rants! Ponder with Big Jim on in your 60s. I'll be right back right after this short little clip.
She wants something. Yeah, right, though. She wants something. She said, hey, that guy from that band, right? Yeah, yo, Dennis. I said, no time for romance, girl. I said, no time. Let's hit that dance floor, girl. Let's go.
Get him over here! Come on in and believe me! Oh, the hell with you? You got the face on your mother can love anyway.
Have you tried the brisk iced tea that's raspberry flavored? I'm telling you, I know the sugar and the calories. Who cares? You do? Well, then that's your problem. Remember, it's your world. I'm just having fun in it. Rants with Big Jim. We're talking about being in the 60s. Well, I guess you'd have to be close to 60 to answer some of these trivia questions I'm going to give you. Okay? So, we're not going to call this Ponder. We'll call it a mini Green Smarts. Mini Green Smarts. Now, I will post the answers to these questions at the end. So you might want to go ahead, grab a pen, pencil, maybe a piece of paper, something to write on. Don't be writing on the table or the walls. Do you need to be told what to write on? I wouldn't see how. But I'm going to give you the answers to these, so go ahead, go grab your pencil and pen or whatever, and I'll give you a couple minutes. Enjoy my tea. Puff on my inhaler. These things are so cool. Usually when I'm out here, I'm sitting in the front yard, and 3 or 4 cars will drive by. Now that I'm sitting in the street, not one has gone by. I don't know, it's a dead-end road, but there's always cars going. Maybe it's my lucky day. You got your pen, pencil, got your paper. Here's your trivia quiz. We'll see how well you do. This was a commercial. Finish it for me. What builds strong bodies? 12 ways. Okay? What builds strong bodies? 12 ways. Here's a question some of you ladies may know. Most of you men should know. Before he was Muhammad Ali, what was his name? His name before he was Muhammad Ali. I'm talking about the boxer. In case some of you are a little discombobulated. Okay. Now, there was a cartoon character called Pogo. Remember him? Still might be out. I don't know. But the character would say, "We have met the enemy," and what? Finish that. Pogo, the comic strip character, said, "We have met the enemy," and I'll finish it. Here's one that you should remember. You stayed up and watched the news. Get the answer. The answer to this is kind of like, well, I'll just do it. We'll see how many of you get it right. Good night, David. What would be the next thing you would hear after you hear someone say, "Good night, David"? I knew that one. I didn't even have to ponder on that one. Okay? Now, this is kind of a, I don't know, a commercial, I think it was again. Let me look here, and I'll tell you. I wrote these down. I can't remember everything. You know what I mean? I don't think I, no, I didn't. Oh. Should I leave it out? Should I edit this? Of course not. It says, "You'll wonder where the yellow went." It's for a commercial. You'll wonder where the yellow went. Let's see. Give me the rest of that statement. Hope you're doing pretty good on this. I mean, you don't get a prize. At least you'll have some memories of this. Some of them may be in black and white. All right, here's another one for you. From a TV show. Before he was Skipper's little buddy, Bob Denver was Dobie's friend. What was Bob Denver's name? He was Dobie's friend. And before he was Skipper's little buddy Gilligan. So what was his name with Dobie Gillis? Finish this phrase for me. Liar, liar. Come on, if you haven't heard that one, then you have serious issues. Some say I do, but... and we'll leave it at that. Okay. Here's one for you. Finish this phrase. Meanwhile, back in Metropolis, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and... come on, you know it. I know you know it. Do I need to repeat it? Do I need to repeat that? No, I don't. Truth, justice, and... that's right. What show did this come from? Hey, kids! What time is it? You gotta be close to 60 or in your 60s to remember that one. Yeah. Okay. How about this one? Lions and tigers and bears. What comes after that? Lions and tigers and bears. It's been a while since you've heard some of these, I'm sure. That's why it took me a while to do some searching. You know, I ponder some of these and come up with them on my own. But then I don't have enough to do a full clip. So, is the sun getting onto us here? Should I go over here more? Good, because my hand's falling asleep. I'm using a monopod. It's not on the tripod. All right. Let's see, where was I? Lions and tigers and bears. Now, here's something. Bob Dylan, he advised us never to trust anyone. What? Bob Dylan told us never trust anyone. What? I'll give you like an example. Who eats tofu? Is that what he would not trust? How about carrying a briefcase? That's all the hints I'm going to give you. Now, this one the ladies just may know as much as the guys. An NFL quarterback who appeared in a television commercial wearing women's stockings. Who was that NFL quarterback? You know, and I think he wore them during the game to keep himself warm, because it was up in New York. Well, I don't want to give any hints out. Probably just did. Okay. What NFL quarterback appeared in a television commercial wearing women's stockings? Now, finish this one. This is another commercial. Brill cream. Yeah, something comes after. You say, Brill cream. Is it smear it on? No. No. You tell me the answer. How about this one? This was a song. Come up with the next line after this line. I found my thrill. I don't sing too good. Surprised the dogs didn't start barking. All right, little buddy. There's a kid over there. He's been watching me the whole time. He hasn't said a word. I think he's like 2 or 3. I don't know. I found my thrill. Yeah, all right. Now, before Robin Williams, Peter Pan was played by who? What actor or actress played Peter Pan before Robin Williams? Now, this one should be an easy one for anybody of all ages. But since we're talking about the 60s, I felt this was a need. Name the 4 Beatles. And I'm not talking Beatles that crawl on the ground. Although I'm sure at a few of their concerts at the parties in the back room, they may have been crawling on the ground, but I'm not talking about bugs. Name the 4 Beatles. Okay. Finish this line. I wonder who. It's a song. I wonder who. That's a good one for me to sing. That didn't sound too bad. I wonder who. I think I heard someone clapping their hands. Anyways, here's a commercial. No, wait a minute. It's not a commercial. It was from a TV show, and I'll give you a hint. It was a cartoon. I'm strong to the finish. Because I lift weights? No. I'm strong to the finish. My brother has this character tattooed on his arm. Okay? This is the hint, since I said that. He's got Popeye on his arm. He got it when he was in the Navy. He was on the Enterprise. The Enterprise has just made its last voyage. It's going to the salvage yard. 50 years of supporting, protecting us, and at one time, and still could be, the longest nuclear aircraft carrier in the United States Navy. Just took its last voyage. 50 years. Thank you for everyone who served on that, including you, Don. That's right. If you look at my profile on Facebook, you'll see it says Happy Hippo something, Hippo Beach. It's me and my brother when we were little guys. Let's get back to it. Enough of this kindness. Well, not really rants. I'm more of a trivia right now. All right, let's go. When it's least expected, you're elected. You're the star today. What show's that from? What's next? What's the next line? When it's least expected, you're elected to be the star of the day. And what do M&Ms do? Do you know what an M&M does? Well, I'm not going to... I could tell you. You need to tell me. I hope you leave. I hope I get tons of comments with the answers, or those that didn't know the answer and are happy that they got the answer. I truly do. I think I'll finish it with that. What do M&Ms do? Well, I'll tell you one thing. They don't hang around my house long. They're devoured. Rants, ponder, trivia, overtime, you name it. You just can't get enough of Big Jim. Do I want to end it like that? No, I don't want to end it like that. Rants, ponder, green smarts. You can never get enough of Big Jim. Oh, Meatball, he likes to make it in the show once in a while. See you later, Meatball.